We're live.
Here we are.
Oh, hooray.
It is Unfiltered Marriage Tuesday. Let me start by saying I'm so sorry we missed last week.
And the week before.
And the week before. I was dealing with a very bad migraine, but I'm up and running now and feeling a lot better.
Thank God.
We're all here.
Thank God.
And we're all
Yeah.
feeling good.
Yes, we are all feeling good.
That might be the vodka speaking, but
It might be. I have to get down on this drink. It's just so fucking strong.
it's really not. Was I that drunk last week?
I don't know because if you
All
don't taste
week,
it,
I
bro,
vodka all day, every day.
I don't know how drunk you were last week.
I
but
was-
the last time you were here.
No.
You must have been really
Oh,
drunk
sure.
last week if you
Okay.
thought you were here. Katie was wasted. She thought she was here last
You
week.
guys have never seen me as drunk as I can get. Believe me.
Thank God.
I was crying in Wendy's car because I called her and I'm like, I just need a ride to 7-Eleven. She goes, for what? I was like, because I'm drunk and I'm hungry and I don't want to cook. And it was 45 minutes in the driveway just crying. Why is my life such a
crying.
mess?
No.
And then I went downstairs and kept drinking.
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
crying.
I love those moments.
Oh, it was so great. We just sat there and held hands in the car, and it was
Oh,
nice.
What a good friend she is.
Oh yeah.
See, it's so funny. Like, girls have those moments. Like, if guys, for one, don't have those moments. But even if you did, like, your friends wouldn't be there to hold your hand. They'd make fun of you. Like, what are you crying for? You
What's your
fucking nerd.
problem?
Like, what a nerd you are. Fucking suck it up, loser.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there were a few times when she went, Katie, you know what you did was fucked up. You should feel like a bag of shit. And I'm like, I know. But she would hold my hand and go, but you're going to get through it, you dumb bitch. And I'm like, you're right. She goes, no more drinking. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. And
Speaking of this moment right here, I had a flashback of last night when Kevin Hart, we watched his new thing, and he was like, you know, as soon as you girls get like us guys,
Yeah, with the caring.
With
You
the
care too
caring.
much. Like, everything
Yeah.
is caring.
he goes, I'm making plans to go somewhere. Where are you going? What are you
Oh,
doing? Who
that
you
was
with?"
it. You have a reaction in your head that you think we should give, and when we don't give the reaction that you would give, you start getting shitty about it. Like you said, you know, if she's going out, right, and Jess is like, we're going here and we're doing this, and I'm the same way as Kevin
like,
Hart.
"Yeah,
I'd be like,
go."
yeah, great, go, have fun. All right, cool.
right.
Where
That's
with-
the normal human adult reaction, no?
Yeah, but no, the woman typically would want like more than
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Who are you with? What are you doing?
Where a guy, if I'm going out, she's gonna. Where you guys going? What are you doing? Who's gonna be there? And and you're just like, I don't know the answers to any
I
of
have no
this.
plans
Like,
yet. And he's like, then we end
Yeah.
up in the Home Depot parking lot for 40 minutes discussing what we're going to do. We can't figure it out, so I came home.
and then she's like, what? The girl you were fucking didn't work out?
Oh.
But it was funny how he said guys don't really care like that, especially over 40.
Yeah.
And girls are still just like crazy with that, you know?
I think it really depends on the person, though, because I've had guys that want to know, like, well, you didn't pick up the phone last night. Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? Like,
Those are,
the control freaks.
yeah, and
Which
I'm
is
gonna
what I
say not a
attract.
lot of guys, I don't think, are that crazy.
It's
Like,
a guilty conscience.
and
too.
it's also like, yeah, it's that, and it's also like when I first get into a relationship, yeah, I'll have those thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm the type of person not to react on it because it just looks shitty. Like, go do what you want. Like,
Right.
I'm not your fucking boss. Like,
Yeah.
go do
Right.
what the fuck
You're an
you want.
adult. Go do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
In your head, you're going, oh, I hope she doesn't fuck anybody. What's she really
I
doing?
hope she doesn't
You
fuck
know.
anybody.
I feel
But-
like that's accurate, though.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the beginning of
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But once you get past
And
all
you get
that
security.
shit, and yeah, all that is out the window. And you're like, yeah, great, go have fun, whatever. See you when you get back. Bye. Like, all right, cool, whatever. So I think it's, you know, also where you're at. And Kevin, I don't think ever was in a relationship where he was at that point because he was still out looking for pussy, even if he was in a relationship.
Yeah.
So
again,
well,
guilty
of course
conscience.
you're gonna get a bitch like saying things like that then, because you know if you know a man cheats already.
He said that too.
Well, he
He's
got
like, "I
caught
made mistakes."
publicly.
Hey, but
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
like you get caught, so you're labeled as a cheater at this point. So how surprised are you going to be when the next girl you're with, or even that one?
Now let me ask you this question: your man gets caught cheating.
Yeah.
You forgive him and take him back.
Oh God.
How long do you get a pass of I get to be shitty whenever you leave the house because of what you did? And how long is too much? Like,
See,
you
I-
get like a year of like, where you going? Because remember you fucked that bitch. And, da-da-da. And it's like, I think like you should immediately drop it because you forgive me. Like, now
Well-
we got to move on from it. But also as a human, I understand that, nah.
That insecurity
Yeah,
that's
you're a
going to
human
gnaw
too.
in the back of your
and
brain.
you should get a grace period of you still get to be shitty about it, even though
I'll
you
let
forgave
you go
me.
first after him. Go ahead.
So here's the thing: I can't imagine a universe where I allow and like forgive the cheating,
Yeah.
and I'm not just moving on, because my ex cheated on me and I kicked him out shortly after. But at the same time, if you're gonna go down that route and you're gonna forgive, well, then you forgive.
Yeah.
It's not to say that maybe every once in a while you're not gonna like, it's not gonna creep out and be like, well, you're out until 4 a.m. and your phone was off and blah 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 blah. So where were you, fucking another bitch? Like,
No, see, that shouldn't happen though.
Yeah,
Like if
correct.
you're in that
Correct.
position,
Doing that
then
kind
your
of stuff.
phone should never be off. And if it's about to die, let them know.
Right.
Yo, my shit's about to die. If you need me, call this guy's phone,
Correct.
or or something like that.
This is how I feel. I agree. I don't think that at any point in time I would ever accept somebody cheating. Like we spoke about this, I have a germaphobe issue. It's more my body that you're putting at risk. But when it comes to that, if you decide I am going to forgive you, I believe that at that time it really should be dropped. If there are insecurities throughout the relationship,
Because
I
of
had them,
it.
and my husband's never cheated. I've had moments where I'm like, I'm feeling insecure. I think a conversation and then the reassurance, it needs to be there to work you through it.
Yeah.
You know, some people get like, well, I don't need to reassure you. I told you I won't. And that's when you go, well, why are you so defensive? You know, you did do me dirty,
Yeah.
and now I need that reassurance.
but you're also trying to factor in that the man is, or woman, whatever, is acknowledging that it happened.
Right.
Because there are some scenarios where that person will never admit it.
No, we're your caught.
Oh,
This
so
situation's
you're
your caught. We
caught.
both know it's
Yeah.
a thing.
Right.
It happens.
So then it also depends on how that person reacts afterwards. Thank you for forgiving me. I'm going to go above and beyond to try to
make you feel
prove
good.
to you
Yeah.
that this isn't going to happen again. You don't have to worry about it happening again. But if they just go right back to their weird habits that, made it look like that in the first place, or if
Yeah.
they're not putting any effort into it,
I mean, what are
of
you
course
doing
she's going to
there?
go and be like crazy about it.
Yeah,
Because why not?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying the guy's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like he's,
All right.
trying to fix everything and make
Yeah.
it right. I fucked up. I know I
Well,
fucked
if you're
up.
forgiving someone, hypothetically, the perfect scenario would be, okay, it's dropped, it's done.
Let's move forward.
Let it out one good time. Have that screaming match. Yell, scream, curse. Let
Whatever,
everything
right.
out. But then you have to let it
Move
go.
on.
Because
See-
otherwise, if it's just going to drag at you.
You brought up the insecurity thing where you're like, I never cheated, but in your head, you have these thoughts and
Of
yada.
course.
But see, like I always harken back to that Patrice thing of, do you really want me to be the type of guy that still can't catch fish though? You know what I mean? Like,
No, of course. You
like-
don't want to be with somebody who isn't an attractive or wanted kind of person.
well, exactly.
At the same
But it's a
time, there's
double-edged
some thought.
sword. Yeah, there's a double-edged sword though, because it's like, yeah, I don't want to be with that person that nobody else is looking at.
Of course.
But I hate that people are looking at him. You know what I mean? Like it's that weird
I
thing.
don't know. I kind of like that people think you're handsome, and you love people think that I'm hot.
Of course.
Again, it comes with our foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
We've never had that issue where I go, "What are you doing?"
No,
Why
but
does
that's
she
the thing that
answer?"
Right.
the people have to be able to handle, though, also.
Of course.
Like, a lot of people can't handle that. And that's why a lot of relationships don't work because, A, you're either out of your class,
Right.
or B, you're just insecure yourself. So you're like, well, if people are looking at them, she's going to leave me. Definitely, like, I'm not that good. And
But it's also, you're
Like-
talking about the foundation that it's built on. Because if it's built on a solid foundation and you enjoy that, respectively, people think she's hot, people think he's handsome, and you enjoy that about each other. But if you guys didn't have a solid foundation, there's no fucking way that would work.
Yeah.
no,
definitely not.
It just
absolutely
doesn't.
No. But there was I brought up the family thing right before we got on.
Yeah.
We were watching that Saturday the 14th thing. Stupid movie. But
It was fucking funny and stupid.
But there was
same
this moment where they invite their family over, and they clearly don't like their family. We'll use Vacation as an example. Christmas Vacation. Everybody knows that movie. Now, Clark hates 90% of the people who walk through that door.
time. Yeah.
Right? But
Funny
this is
movie.
family. Like, this is what we do for the holidays. You suck it up. It's the one day, yada, yada. And I remember
Yeah.
as a kid,
Yeah.
we had those types of things where it was a packed house. The one uncle would come in and everyone would kind of be like, fuck, he's here, but whatever. It's the one day a year. And you kind of dealt with it.
And you go though, because it was you go
Yeah.
to Thanksgiving, you go to these dinners. This is
And
what you do.
nowadays, I feel like people's Thanksgivings, Christmases are such a small, like there's not that 20, 30. And not
Even
any-
pre-corona?
Yeah, even pre-corona.
Okay.
Like I would go to people's houses, there'd be like 40 people there. And
Yeah.
it would be chaos. And now like you go
The
to
block
someone's
would
house.
be packed with cars.
And we'll have a small get together, and maybe if everyone comes over for an hour after just to do gifts or whatever, like at my aunt's house, but then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is it because now you see so much more of these people, not in your real life, but social media? And now because you didn't know.
You don't have to catch up because
But-
you've already seen what they've been
Not
doing
even
all day,
that,
every
but
day.
you didn't know the way Uncle Billy thought and the way every thought he had and every fucking feeling he had, and maybe he doesn't like the politics you like, so now that's a turn off. And now you're seeing all this shit, and it's like,
Sorry about
fuck
my
him. I'm
cat
not
in
even
the
going to
background.
invite him.
Jesus.
You know, and now it's like, I would invite him because I don't have to deal with him. I don't know anything about him except the one day a year we see him, and he gets a little weird, but whatever. I won't see him until
Yeah.
next year. Now you're seeing him all the time online and who this person is, and now you're like, I'm not inviting this person to my fucking house.
Also, though, there's been a lot of deaths, you know, over the years that our families have gotten smaller.
Yes, but they've also grown with cousins and shit like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not like it still balances out.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I think that in general, traditions have kind of fell off. The people, like the coming
Family
up,
values, like
have
just the-
they've
yeah.
fallen off from where it used to be. I mean, we would do Thanksgiving and then go for dessert at the other grandparents.
Exactly,
It would
yep.
always be, and we were doing it. Now it's like we're left with our moms, and I mean, that's really it.
But even then, like your brothers, maybe your brothers will come over. Your sister, we probably won't see for the holidays at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Neither
and
one of my sisters.
but like aunts, uncles, like they don't really come.
No.
I don't see my aunts or uncles. I see them across the street for gift exchange, but that's really
It's
it.
definitely different now. I mean, it's not the way it used to be in the 80s and 90s. It's just not.
Like that Americana, that family traditional type thing, it just doesn't exist anymore.
It's just people don't put the importance on it that they used to. The people that put the importance on it
Or dead.
are dead.
Yeah.
It's true.
Our
Like-
grandparents were like the ones who held it all together. Like my mother's kind of like the way I am, and she's like, I just don't want to be around people anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm happier not being around all these fucking people. I'm the same way. Like when we
You
go
get
to
more
Texas,
selective about
I'm
the people
like
you want to spend time
so
with.
happy that we're gonna be like just us. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go there, and it's gonna be us. I have family down there that I'm gonna see, but they're somewhat new to me to begin with. But still, it's just us,
Yeah.
and I don't have to sit there and go, all right, well now we got to do this for this day, and we got to do that. There's no more of that. It's like, all right, we're in this together.
Right.
You know, holidays are going to be at our house, or maybe I'll go to, you know, one of my biological families and like have dessert.
Right.
But
Well, that is the traditional how most people split it when they're going between houses. You do
And
dinner
honestly-
at one,
And
dessert at the other.
yeah.
my mother and father did that. Like when I was
Yeah.
born, I lived in Texas. My father was like, I'm getting the fuck away from all of you, and did.
Yeah.
And they were happy. They were like, this is great. And then when he got sick, they came back, of course, and it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure they left just to be like,
We're done with
we
all
can't
this
fucking deal with
hanging
this
out.
shit. Like, you
It's
people are
true.
fucking crazy.
It's true, you know, but a lot of that, again, is back to value because families and children, they don't have that foundation. Us here, we are dinner together no matter what. I make dinner, we're at the table, all of us together. And that has always been, we eat dinner together.
Like, Anna's 21, right? When I was 21, you wouldn't catch me doing
She's home for
anything.
dinner. She's home for
Anything with
dinner.
my mother, with my family. I was fucking a ghost. And her, if we're like, hey, your friend's coming over, we're doing a family night upstairs. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no like, oh,
No, yeah. she did.
maybe
She'd be like,
behind
"I
closed
can't wait."
doors, she's doing that. But I would do it to my mother's face. We're like, ugh, I'm not doing
And then
that.
also, to top it off, you know, she won't just be a part of it, but we'll be eating and she will start the dishes and cleaning up. Like, we are a collective as a family, but this is my values where I come from. And his values where he comes from is a little looser. However, now that I'm more traditional, his mother loves seeing us
Of
every
course.
Sunday for dinner, or his family loves that I'm always like, come on, you know. We are that way, and life is really short, you know. And at this point in time, I'm not willing to lose any time with them, you know. So
And
when
that
we move
makes
out,
sense.
you don't want to come.
But it's also
Living here, you're a part of it.
you guys get along,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
guys like being around
We
each
love
other.
being around each other.
So my family dynamic is very different. There's 4 siblings. I only speak to my brother. He doesn't speak to my sisters.
No.
They don't talk to each other. My family is massive, but we've become so
Separate.
small because we're not willing to put up with the shit.
Right.
Yeah. No, my family's huge. Like I have,
Yeah.
I'm an
But
Italian
they are
family. We have cousins.
toxic
And,
as fuck.
Me too.
and
you
when I
know-
see all of them, we're good. Like it's not like we're like we don't.
Oh no,
like
I'm
each
pretty sure
other.
the cops will be called.
Yeah,
The
no,
cops
my
were almost
family's
called
not
at my
like that.
father's
Well,
funeral.
Speaking
No,
of
dude,
mine,
wow.
my circle's pretty small as well. I am close to a lot of. I mean, I give myself a 10. A few aunts, a few my brothers, definitely like my mom, his mom. I have a few, but there are outside family that I won't even I won't even go to a party if they're there.
I talk to zero of my
I can't
cousins.
even be in the same room. I'm
I
like,
have
drama.
Listen, I have almost
know?
30 cousins.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
talk
that's how I
to
am.
none of them.
Yeah, I don't talk to
Because
them
they're toxic. I want nothing to do with them or their bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just, I told my brother, because he still talks to a few of them. Oh, just call Colleen. No,
Right.
because I'm an adult now. So you're not going to be able to censor what I say because
Yeah.
I'm not a child anymore.
Sure.
I had my high functioning alcoholic uncle tell me my father was garbage when I was 17.
Oh,
and I had to sit there and eat it because my grandmother's going, "You're a child." And I lost my shit and started screaming at him.
Sure.
I always hated that. Well, because he's older and
Because
he
he's
could just be
older.
a piece of shit
You
and I
need
have
to call
accept
him
it? No.
Uncle Chris. No, his name's Chris. He's a piece of shit. He's on his fourth
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, fuck him.
Just because he's a high functioning alcoholic doesn't make
Yeah.
him not an
No, not at all.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to as you get older deal with that.
No, but even that respect your eldest thing, I'm always like, no, not if they suck. Like, respect is earned. And they haven't earned it. Like, I don't give a fuck just because your age that you think everyone should be nice to you. Fuck you.
Right.
You're,
'Cause
you're an
then,
asshole.
then at the same token, I'm in my 30s now. Where's my respect?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm an adult now.
Right.
Yeah.
I pay my own bills. I do everything on my own. I pay my taxes. But I'm still a child to you because you're older than me?
Not at all.
No.
You know what else I think killed it? And this is going to sound bad, and I don't mean it in a way to diminish women or anything like that, but the dynamic of men work, women do this was a thing like that.
Back
for,
then it was,
even in
yeah.
the 80s, it was
Yeah.
still a thing for the most part. And I think once that dynamic changed, it changed a lot of family dynamics also because now there was no like, this is your role in the family, this is my role in the family,
Right.
and that's the way families work.
Right.
Now that doesn't really exist anymore. And I think that maybe kind of killed the family traditional value also because the mom's not home cooking dinner every night and doing mom things and being Donna Reed or,
You're
you
right.
know, Mrs. Beaver or whatever,
Mrs.
you know,
Beaver.
whatever her name was. But you get what I'm saying, you know, like
Beaver
that.
flavor.
Well, but at the end of the day, too, people have decided, a lot of people that I know personally, they're not going to put up with their family shit just because it's the holidays. No, you're a piece of shit 364 days out of the year. You don't get a free pass anymore.
Sure.
But then that's what I
Absolutely.
mean. Like on Facebook now, like you see aunts
Like you don't
and
have
uncles.
to sit there and be phony just because, oh, well, it's Christmas. Your uncle so-and-so has to come over. Like, even though you had a bad experience with him 20 years ago. No,
Yeah.
Uncle so-and-so gets to be by himself because he's a piece of shit.
Because
Yes.
that's what, that's what happens when you suck. But like I said, now you don't know how many times I have family members be like, "Did you see what this one wrote on? I can't believe they said that." And, and I'm like, "Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit?" But people take it so like
Oh, it's the
seriously.
end of the
and,
world.
like,
There's
I
a
can't
lot
believe
of
they said that.
posting. There's a lot of social media that, and there's a lot of people who do it. That is a constant negative.
It's only
banter,
negative, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pushing their views.
People
and this
love
and that.
just
I don't
being
give
butthurt.
Yes, I don't give a fuck.
Like
No.
every
I'm
now
not
and then,
interested.
I'll get on my soapbox, but
I like to do the laughing emoji when they're being
Sometimes-
dead serious, and I'm like,
Yeah, you're not funny.
when I get on my soapbox, I'm also not in the public eye, but I kind of am. I have people that follow me because of the show and stuff like that, and they kind of sometimes expect it from me. You know, like I'll even have people send me things and be like, "Thoughts on this?" So to get me going. But I don't do only that. Like most of my shit is goofy shit or
Yeah.
like
Right.
jokey shit or I'm making fun of something or I have fun with the internet. Like
Right.
I troll in a way of like I'm saying this, but
You know you're gonna get the
I'm being a
reaction
dick about it.
Yeah.
Like I want you to be like, you're an idiot, or or get that mark that goes, is he serious? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I'm just
I
like,
get the call. What
"Oh,
did your husband
there you
just
go,
say?" I'm
dummy.
Like, what the fuck?
and then I
I'm
see
like,
it and I just laugh
he
at it. I'm
doesn't
like, that's
mean it like that.
hilarious.
But for
No.
me, like I'll purposely do those things and like throw the bait out and be like, let's see who bites.
Yeah.
There it is.
There's
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
a dummy because people think just because it's the internet and you can say whatever you want, but the reality is they just want to say what they want and that's it. They want it to end there. They
Yeah.
don't want anything back.
Oh, when people start going in the comments, it's like, well,
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
want it. It's like, but you wrote it on a
Posted
public
it, so
thing.
then
This
you
is a
wanted
public
to
thing.
post
it,
That's the way this works. You
Right.
post something, I comment, or shut the comments off then.
Yeah.
Right. Or just
Like-
don't, I don't know.
write it.
Don't
Don't
post
write
it.
it.
Call your
Yeah.
friend then and call her and just be like, oh, hey, blah, blah.
Right.
It's really easy.
Yeah.
I don't have all my dirt out there.
I want you to go into that whole. Is it consensual?
Oh, yeah, someone actually posted this.
This is gonna be good.
Now, this is fucking crazy to me. Like, this is the point where, like, we're getting out of fucking control with, like, grow the fuck up. Like, either you're going to fuck or you're not. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like,
you're not.
All
like
right.
once
Give it
you
to 'em.
say, yeah, we're going to fuck, that's consensual. I don't care what your thoughts were
you say
or what
yes,
the other person's
consensual.
thoughts were.
I need more information,
Yeah.
Well,
guys.
that's where I'm getting into. Because now we're getting into thinking
Yeah, watch
stuff.
this.
And if you didn't verbally say it, is it still consent? If you have sex with someone knowing full well it's going to be a one-time thing, but the other person believes they are embarking on a relationship, I don't think you can really consider that consensual sex.
Right.
But it's called consensual sex, not consensual relationship.
Right.
So if you're consenting to the sex,
Yeah.
that's where it starts
because
and stops.
your feelings want more and they
So
don't.
so wait,
Unless you say to me, is this going to be a one-night thing? And I say, even if I say, no, it's not, too bad.
but here's my hypothetical
Go ahead.
then. So let's say
Like, hold out then.
But let's say you have the one night stand and the one person thinks it's the beginning of a relationship and the other person thinks it's just a one night stand. So what are you saying? At the end of the day, this person can call rape because she thought it was going to be a relationship?
That's what this person's kind of getting
That's
to.
the theory?
Like, it's not consensual, so it's rapish.
But the sex was consensual.
Right, but the fact that you now don't want anything after.
Listen, at that point, you're raping me for a relationship and I don't want it.
You know how many guys
Like,
and
making
girls
me have a
would
relationship.
be in trouble if that was the case?
Oh my
Like-
God, I would be in trouble.
How many
rape her.
times? Like, how many
This is
lies have guys
terrible.
told just to get a woman in bed? That's the
Oh.
game. That's called the game. Ha ha.
My
I
favorite
fooled you,
one-
and now we're here. Ha ha.
fooled you.
I win.
I have a new favorite. It's called I've Never Been So Vulnerable Until I Met You. I laughed so fucking hard.
man said that to you?
Yes, because he was
Ah.
caught in some shit, and
You
I
should've
called
threw
him
him
out
out
on it.
right
I should
there.
have recorded the whole thing. It
I
was
would've loved that.
hilarious.
That's not a man.
Oh my
That's
God.
not a
And
man.
please excuse me, everybody. I'm getting over a sinus infection, and I know I keep my tissue. I feel like it's kind of gross, but I'm like, I have to have my tissue. I feel so like,
Mm.
bleh.
Bleh.
So I think personally that that's ridiculous. And when you're having sex, normally, first of all,
You don't-
if you're having sex so soon, to think that it's going to be more, you're just crazy.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
can't
just
give
said. Like, that's
yourself
on
out
you.
like that and go, I want a relationship. He's like,
Right.
you were too fucking easy.
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
out.
hold out a
Hold
little
out.
bit.
If you're not sure where it's going, hold out then. Like,
But-
that's on you.
But
like,
the
that's,
whole thing about consensual sex is it's just regarding the sex.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
This is not
all
a
it's
relationship.
regarding. What, he didn't buy you breakfast the next day, so now that's rape?
Here's when it's not consensual. When the girl says no.
Right.
As soon as she says no, if you keep going,
That-
you're wrong.
Yes.
Okay?
That's it.
Anything other than that, we're good.
But you
like,
don't,
that's it.
you don't get to be thought police and be like, well, I thought he was going to want a relationship.
Well, you thought wrong.
Thought
Okay.
fucking wrong.
Like,
Sorry, dummy.
go get your vibrator and call it
Yeah.
a day. Like, what's
Vibrator, you heard that? Get it.
But
just
like,
saying?
that's the crazy point, though. Like, that's this new generation of kids that, like, this entitlement, this I'm important no matter what, and everything about me matters, and I have to have everything happy and right in my world no matter what. And it's like,
sure.
no, that's not the way the fucking
It's
world
not.
works.
Not
I'm
everybody
sorry
gets a trophy.
your parents fucking raised you to believe that, but they were wrong. And there's a big generation now of these people coming out that's the way they live their life. That, what do you mean I don't get the job? I applied for it. I mean,
Of course it's
I'm
gonna be
here.
mine.
Of course it's mine.
I showed up, didn't
Yeah.
I?
I mean, I got out of bed. Look at the effort I
put
put
on
in.
pants and everything.
Yeah. Like, it's just fucking crazy. I read that and I go, no, you're a
No.
dummy and that's on
No.
you. Like, that's it.
No.
I don't think that that's fair.
Like, that's men's whole existence is lying to women to fuck them.
And that's, one of the
Like,
things.
let's
that
be
I-
honest.
Wrong.
When my daughter was 16 and I thought, she was into dating, I said to her, you have to remember, when you want something from me and dad, you sugarcoat and
Of
you
course.
go around and you say what you have to get what you want.
You have to close the deal somehow.
Yeah, boys are going to tell you you're beautiful. They love you. They want to be
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. Just because they want something, and you have to be smarter. And I tell you right now, my daughter comes home and goes, "This motherfucker tried." She already knows this is how people work. Manipulation is like.
Well,
their
Dad
middle
gave
name.
her the
Especially when
guy's
you're
side
that young.
also. Like I've trained my daughter very well, because Dad is an experienced person. So,
Playa.
well, but I tell her, she'll come, Dad. He said this to me. Translate, and I go, "This is what he really meant. This
Right.
is what he really wants. This is what he's really doing by doing that."
100%.
And that's just because, again, it's a wiring thing. Men do things a certain way, and
course.
it's always the same
And
cause and
result.
effect behind it or reason behind it, and that's what it is.
The
Same
words
with
might be
women.
different, but they're still trying to go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And
That's
they do
it.
what they can to get there. I want to roll into Katie's corner.
Oh,
And I wanted to ask
my
if-
corner of shame.
If there was any update on the guy at
The young
work,
one?
the young one at work.
He still keeps trying to talk to me, which I don't understand.
No.
I don't understand, and I'm trying really hard not to let him know why.
And you know that he's
because
got a
I
girlfriend.
because I told the girlfriend I wasn't going to say anything.
Right.
But eventually, I'm going to have to tell him, "Listen, my name's Kate, not Caitlin. You must
Calls
be
you Kate-
confused."
Oh shit.
Well,
Her name's
because
Kate?
the girlfriend's name is
Get outta
Caitlin.
here.
Oh
So,
my
but that's
God.
what I'm getting really close to doing is, buddy, my name is Kate, not Caitlin. I think you're lost.
Oh my god.
I
think
think
you're,
you're
lost. That's
fucking
good.
lost. But
Follow the yellow brick road.
however, I told the girl, I said, "Listen,
Well, hold on.
whatever
now.
you're
Hold-
gonna
hold
do,
on. I got to stop you for a
I'm
second.
ready."
Because if this is still going on,
Yeah.
you're not being upfront enough to tell him. And hold on,
All
because
right,
if he's
let
still
it out.
going, any guy, normal guy, and especially this guy, because this guy seems like a real piece of shit.
Right.
Once you put him on blast and embarrass him, he's gone.
But why do I have to embarrass
Because
him?
he's not going to stop.
Because I already told him point blank, "Listen, you're too young for me. It's not going
I
to work."
know, but you weren't clear enough, and he's still coming to you. That's what
Listen,
I mean. So
I'm-
if he's still coming to you, you didn't do your job well enough.
But when
And
I
don't-
say,
I don't
but
mean to, I don't mean to be a jerk.
To be clear, when I say he still tries to talk to me. He still tries. "Oh, what's going on?" And he keeps trying to like keep me. And I no.
But
Like,
hold on.
I'm
What's
very
go-
friendly to everyone in the
Shut
building.
hole.
I'm him.
You're
I'm him.
to blame.
It's the morning. Hey, Katie. Good morning. How are you? That's this guy.
Right.
Your reaction.
No, I'm really good, thanks. And I keep walking.
No. See, and that's.
but he keeps talking as I'm walking away. and I'm just
Here's how some men think.
I'm
you
ready.
even acknowledging him, in his head goes, still got a shot.
he's in the building. What am I supposed to do? Tell him to go fuck himself?
Yes. Not go fuck yourself,
would
but
just-
in so many words, yes.
Kind of.
Yeah, because in his head, Katie, I swear to you,
In his head,
in
he
his
thinks
head,
there's still a
because
chance.
you're
It's like,
saying
"Say
hello
there's
and
a
you're
chance."
there's
I
still a
can't
shot.
say hello to people.
Not that guy. No, not that guy.
So, would you rather hear about the guy that sits in front of my house now?
Oh my
no,
god.
of course I
yes.
want to hear about it.
Always want to hear it. Tell me.
Of course I
what?
want to hear about it.
So, I ended it with this one because he forgot to tell me about his pregnant wife.
Oh shit.
Classy.
So,
classy.
I ended it, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I blocked him from everything. And Wendy says to me one night and goes, "Katie, did you have anyone over last night?" I went, "No, I was in bed by like 11. I took melatonin. Like,
Yeah.
I was asleep." And she goes, "It's funny because Benny was barking a lot, which is their 100-pound yellow lab, and like
Yeah.
aggressively. And he only barked like that when this one particular guy was over."
Oh shit.
So she gets up, goes to the kitchen, turns off the light, and sees him drive away. Meanwhile, it is 1:30 in the morning on a Thursday. What are you doing? So I text him the next day, and I'm like, "You know Wendy saw you outside last night, right?"
Oh my
But
god.
like,
that's
what was
so
his like?
stalkerish.
What was his goal? Like, what was the end game by just sitting in front of your house? Like, what was he planning
probably
to
wanted to see
accomplish?
So,
Somebody
but
else is
here's the
there.
thing. I don't think he realized he was blocked until that moment because I didn't get text messages. I didn't get calls. He was a creature of, he would just hit me up.
Whenever
and-
he wants to come over.
Correct.
Mm.
So I think his thought process, he didn't realize
Do
that.
you put out a vibe that that's okay?
Apparently I do.
Because like this is not the first time I've
No,
heard
this
this
is
kind
the
of
same guy.
situation.
This is the same
Oh,
guy,
this is the same
though.
guy.
This is
Okay.
the same guy.
Okay. See again.
But I ended it so emphatically, but I think he thought he was just going to be able to keep coming back. So my thought process is this. He didn't realize he was blocked, and he thought he was just going to show up. He had hit me up, and
Hey,
he
I'm
thought he was
outside,
just
can
going to
we
call
talk?
me.
Say I'm here.
I'm outside, let me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was blocked. I was asleep. I take melatonin at night now to
It's
sleep.
fucking balls, man.
Like,
That's crazy.
and he's like, it
That's
100% wasn't me. Okay, she saw you.
Yeah.
She saw you. You parked in the same spot you always parked. The dog was barking like a
sneaky
lunatic.
fuck.
See,
Like,
I'm such a different animal where like I cringe at that as a man. I go, no girl's gonna be like, that's hot that he's creepy that way. Like no girl's gonna be like, that is awesome.
Not at all.
Like in my head, I'm going, what the fuck goes through your head that you think I'll park in front of this girl's house and she's gonna be into that?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, she thought.
And not be like, wow, you're a fucking
No,
weirdo.
true.
She
That's fucking
thought
weird.
because Benny was barking, he only barks like this when this one particular guy would come over, and she just leave him. Katie's having someone over, and he wouldn't stop
Yeah.
because normally he would stop because he would come in,
Right.
and that would be it. It would only be when he would come and go. She's like for 20 minutes, and then I finally got up
Oh my god.
to see what it was. I'm like, this son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
no,
I
that's
think that's
fucked
kind of
up.
fucked up. And
That's
I
really
would say to
fucked
him,
up.
like, look, you know, I don't want to be the one to burst any other bubbles you have going on. So
Right.
do me a favor, lose my address. Like, I don't want
Well,
you.
because I told him
you
when
know,
I was like,
pregnant
Wendy,
wife?
I was
No.
like, Wendy saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I swear it wasn't me. I just set him the thumbs up at this
Here's
point
a
because you can't
language-
argue with that.
No,
No.
here's
'Cause
the
at that
language I
moment-
understand. If I see that again, the cops will be pulling up behind you and arresting you.
Yeah.
Do not show up to
Fucking
my
stalkers.
fucking house again, or I will call the
Do you want Rocky to
police.
call him?
But seriously,
Listen,
alone.
say that. Say that. You're like, I will call the police next time, and I am not kidding. You show up in front of my house again, I'm dialing 911. He will not show up again.
I don't think it's going to happen again. I really don't. I think he realized he was blocked at that moment. I honestly think he was sitting out there texting me and calling me,
Right.
wondering why I wasn't picking up. My lights were out. Like, it was 1:30 in the morning. I
Right.
had work. Well, no, I was on vacation.
And with the other guy at work, next time, hey, good morning. Face, weird face. Madalena wrote the same thing. Weird face, and turn your back to him.
Okay.
Because at some point, he's going to walk over and be like, is everything all right? And be like, no, I don't
dude.
want to be
Yeah,
involved and
what
talk
do
to
you-
you.
don't talk
That's
to me.
it.
Like-
We're not cool. We're
To
not
be fair,
cool.
I'm just a friendly person, so I didn't see a problem with being like, oh, hey, good morning. Like,
he's
yeah,
just
but
not
he's
gonna
still
stop.
fishing. That's
He's
the
one of
thing.
those people that will keep
He's
on
still got the
fishing.
lore out there.
can't.
Yeah.
I
And he's a young
can't.
kid, and he's like, what the fuck?
This is
Why
why
doesn't
I
this
don't
older woman
date
not want
anymore.
me?
I went to the doctor today, and they went, "Are you sexually active?" And I went, "Not anymore." Like,
He
Not
wants to know, like,
anymore.
what's more fun, a redhead or a blonde?
Like-
and you're red. I want to know.
I
And the
just-
thing is, too, in this kid's head, because he's got a girl that he can openly cheat on and she stays with him,
Right.
he thinks he's the shit to all women. He
Right.
thinks
No.
he's God's gift
No.
because he's like, I'm so good that I can cheat on this bitch and she ain't going nowhere and I'm still pulling other chicks anyway.
no, he can
He
go
thinks
pull
he's
somewhere
the
else
man.
then.
But you not wanting that
But
is
you're
turning
really
him on
nice.
even more. That's the
True,
thing.
it's
He's
your
like,
niceness.
this
I
is now
know.
a challenge. Like this is
Yeah.
this is Everest. I
I'm
want to
gonna get
climb
this
Everest.
older
the
woman.
niceness is
Cougar.
what has kept me in relationships for far too long. Like,
Oh no, I'm a motherfucker. I'm a
can't do
really,
it
As you
anymore.
can already hear.
Yeah, no, I've been really cruel, really
Let's
cruel.
go into let's talk about the Little Shop of Horrors. You know, it's one of my favorite movies. I grew up with musicals. I love it. My daughter loves it. And the other day, I'm sitting in the living room, and my husband looks at me, you know, Rocky talk, and he goes, "You know what? Seymour's a piece of shit."
Well, because I've seen this movie a million times, and now my daughter watches it literally fucking every day. It's
Yeah.
on rotation, and I never dawned on what an asshole he is. Like, yeah, the dentist is an abusive prick. He calls her a slut. He hits her. I get that. He's terrible too. Doesn't mean you're allowed to murder him
Yeah.
and feed him to a plant. Like, that's
is
not
the perfect
okay.
crime,
Like,
though.
it doesn't matter. Seymour is a maniacal fucking psychopath that
Kills
because
his
he's so in love with this woman,
To be with her.
he thinks it's okay to murder him and feed him to his man-eating
He's
plants.
just trying to save the girl. Every girl wants
Yeah,
to be
call the
saved,
police and he'll
no?
get arrested for beating up a woman. You don't murder him.
Not that day
And
and age.
Seymour technically didn't kill him, but he went there with the intent to kill him.
Yeah.
Because he had the gun. And he's like, "What's the gun?" And he's like, "Oh," and the dentist knew. "Oh, you're here to kill me."
Yeah.
Thank God Seymour didn't have to
He's
shoot
like,
him.
"Whatever do to you?"
Yeah,
and he
and-
goes, "Nothing." He's like, "It's what you did to her." And he goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
her."
Yeah. And the guy dies from the laughing gas. But then Mr. Mushnick, he tricks him into walking into the
He
plant
backs him up into
and
it.
kills him. Like,
I mean, that's just tricking then, isn't it? Is it really murder at that point?
but Mr. Mushnick did nothing wrong.
I
Except
mean-
kind of just be like, hey, the plant's mine now. I know what you did.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Mushnick, honestly, most people in his position would be like, I know you killed that motherfucker and fed him to the plant. Get the fuck out of here. Leave me in the plant and I won't say shit.
That's what he said?
Pretty much.
Oh.
And then Seymour's like, oh, yeah, and he gets eaten by the fucking plant.
Fucking eaten.
Like Seymour he's the Daniel LaRusso of this movie. He's the villain. They make him out to be the hero. He's the villain of the movie.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. It's been so long since I've seen it, and you guys see it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I'm gonna have to go back and
But
rewatch
ever
it
since
now.
that Daniel LaRusso's The Real Bully video, you've seen it? Ever since that, my outlook on movies have changed where, like, now I look at him differently. And, again, Little Shop of Horrors, I'm like, no. Murder is not okay no matter what it is. Murder's not okay. And we're just accepting that Seymour is killing people because they're just kind of shitty people.
Yeah.
Well, they are shitty people.
Yeah, but they're not that shitty that they deserve to be killed and fed to a plant.
No. I might have had some people that would have backed up to that plant.
I don't know. By mistake, they fell. Maybe
They
I don't
tripped
know.
over
And
the
then-
other body on the
And
floor.
Audrey is a clumsy
They shouldn't
bitch.
have been
I mean,
there.
she is a clumsy bitch. Let's be honest.
It's the truth of the matter.
The one part that made me laugh, I never picked up on this part either. When they're at the door and Seymour's watching, when they get off the bike, Audrey and the dentist. And he goes, "Shut up, you slut!" And he hits her. I was like, I never realized he called her a slut.
Yeah.
I'm like, but she's not. She's with you. Like, she's not fucking other people. She's only with you. She's not a slut.
Yeah,
like,
but that's like the go-to back then, especially to call a girl a slut. Now,
Yeah.
girlfriends call each other slut.
see, I feel
Yeah.
like slut was like something you
What a
said in
slut.
like
Yeah.
Slut was like a
junior high school. Like,
derogatory.
I don't even feel like in like once you got even to like high school,
No,
slut
you'd
kind
say
of died
whore, I
off.
guess.
You
When
know,
you're older, whore, whore.
cunt,
You a whore?
like
A whore,
cunt
yeah.
came out because you learned that that's
I
the
hate
one.
that word.
You know
You
what?
learned,
I
though.
don't care about it, but I have a girlfriend at work. I said it one day and she went, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's a no-no
That's a no
word.
word.
That's a no-no word. Okay,
But
I
see,
didn't know.
and
I didn't know.
That's why that became the one because slut girls would be like, "Damn right, I'm a slut." They kind of became proud of
Oh,
it.
shit.
Like some girls
He's
did
not
though, and like
wrong.
being a woman and being sexual became okay. So like being called a slut really was like whatever. Yeah, I fuck. So what? So does everybody.
Well, because that's basically the female
But
version
when you
of what? A player?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
a
Why is it okay
bachelor?
for
Yeah.
you to fuck a million chicks, but if
Right.
I do it with guys, I'm terrible
I'm a
for some
slut
reason?
and that makes me a bad person?
Yeah.
No, I'm just enjoying
Well, Jim
my
Jeffries
time.
made a
to
great
admit it,
point
you
though.
know?
You watched him before?
Yeah.
He says, why is it if a guy fucks a bunch of chicks, he's a stud. If a girl does it, she's a slut. And he goes, well, here's why. A girl trying to fuck a bunch of guys is easy. You can go out and find a random guy right now that'll fuck you.
Yeah.
A guy fucking a bunch of chicks is hard. Like you have to have charisma, be funny, have
so
a
wait, to be clear, they're allowed to be proud of that,
Is
but
there-
women aren't
is there
allowed to
any-
be pleased with
No,
themselves.
because it's easier for women to be a slut than it's harder for
But
a
just
guy to be a
because
slut.
it's easier-
There's no midget studs out there. There's no 500-pound studs out there. There's
But-
500-pound sluts.
But that
Lies.
doesn't mean that okay, so you can be proud of being a stud. Great. Where's the equivalent then?
There isn't one because guys are more ready to fuck, where women are more ready to turn down guys. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, so why isn't there a derogatory term then for a dude then that's doing it besides just calling him a dick?
Because again, it's a talent almost to be a stud.
That's a talent.
Because it's true though. To get
then wait.
it's not easy
So
to get a
then
woman into bed. Like
what
some
about-
women, yes, it is.
But what if it's a woman and the quality of the dudes she's fucking is just like obscenely good?
because again, guys naturally want to fuck women.
But that's
But
not-
women, yes, they naturally want to fuck, but they don't want to fuck every guy. Guys want to
Correct.
fuck every girl. That's the
I
difference.
guess so. I don't know. I feel like it should be both.
I feel like
sides.
it's
The same
bullshit.
is
I
true.
call bullshit on it.
A guy's a fucking whore, a girl's a
There's
whore.
no
Same
midget
thing.
studs. You know what I mean? Like there's midget sluts.
I'm gonna Google it though now.
I'm gonna look up midget
But-
studs. I want to know.
But that's
There
kind of
probably is.
that's kind of the point, though. You know what I mean? Like guys have to put in hard work
Who
and
played
effort.
Rumpelstiltskin? That motherfucker got laid.
Guys have to put in hard work and effort to get a chick to sleep with them, where women really don't have to put in much
But do
effort
they
if
really
they don't
have
want
to put the effort in these days with Tinder and
Exactly.
everything
I mean,
else?
these
How much
apps are
effort is
fucked
there
up.
really?
Well,
the
now
second
because
a bitch says
that
no,
world-
no thanks.
But here's the thing: Tinder now is known as that world of we're all here just to fuck.
Yeah.
Like that didn't exist back then. He was
Right.
talking before this stuff existed. You know what I mean?
Still,
But
though.
okay, so but even so, when the woman's the slut, why is that something that's derogatory just because she fucks a bunch of dudes? So what?
Again, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but again, the reasoning behind it is
What about a
because
girl who fucks a
it's
lot of girls?
harder for a guy to be a slut than it is for a girl to be a slut.
So what?
That's really but it's
So there's ethic, all right?
it's
You
effort.
gotta put
There's
effort.
accomplishment.
Oh
yes.
no, the horror.
If me and her go out and we ask 100 people to fuck, most likely 99 out of 100 will say yes to her.
Yeah.
If I get 20 to say yes, that's great because good for me, but
Good for me.
but still, that's even still a lot out of 100 because most girls right off jump are gonna be like, I don't even know. No, we're not
But-
fucking.
but
Where a
just-
guy will see a hot chick and be like, want to fuck, and the guy will be like, yeah,
Yeah,
of
my
course I do.
ex
You're
told me
fucking
it was
hot.
always a numbers game because he told me at the end of the night I'll buy her drinks and her shit's still gonna smell like whiskey in the morning like everybody else. So what if she says no? Like
Oh
that
my
was he said it's a
God.
numbers game. Like he would ask and hit on anyone and everyone he wanted to. It didn't matter to him. It's a numbers game. She's either gonna say yes or say no, and that's it.
Ugh.
See, I have friends like that. I was never like that. Like
Ugh.
I had a standard, somewhat. You
It's
know,
your fu-
like
it's your
Well, no,
fucking
not saying that
body.
it would be
Ew.
anybody, but he was saying people that, oh no, she's too hot for you. His thought process was, so what?
oh no, yeah, that shouldn't be a thing for
So
any guy.
what? Like
Yeah.
she's
Any guy who
still
thinks-
gonna.
Here's the thing: if you in your head go, I can't get her, you can't. You're right. If you in your head that same girl go, fuck that, I can get her. You might.
Yeah.
But the second you have doubt, they
It's
can
your confidence.
smell that shit.
You have confidence. You have that, that about you when you go out. I have to tell you, I would go out and I wasn't even dating men at all. And I would go out and almost be like they'd fucking cling to me. And I'd be like, dude, I don't date guys. I don't date guys. Get off of me. Like, just, ugh.
Because you're putting out that scent of
Oh,
this
I
is a
don't want it.
challenge.
Yeah, like,
this
I don't
is
want it.
this
But
is
it's
the
truth,
holy
babe.
grail. If I get this, I'm
Oh
fucking
my
good.
God, it was
Yeah.
really fucking weird. And I even as soon as you get in a relationship, I was just telling someone else, you could be single and nobody wants you. As soon as you get into a relationship, everybody's hitting you up. Like, oh, I can't have you. Now I'm gonna try to get you.
Yeah.
It's almost like a fucking game. And it's to me, I go, it is my body. This is my fucking temple. And no, you cannot touch it. But give me your wallet and buy me a drink, huh?
See, I had that confidence, but I also learned over time that the prettiest girl in the room, kind of the easiest girl in the room to get, is she's not with someone.
Because
Why?
nobody else to talk to.
Nobody else is
Intimidated.
exactly. Everybody else is intimidated. Everybody, like I've done things where I would sit back and go, "Good for you." No, but seriously, like I would
I
sit
mean, you
there.
did marry me. Let's
No,
be honest.
exactly.
true.
But
You know?
I would go, yeah, I pulled that off. And why? Because I had the balls to go up and just talk. Where 99% of the guys don't have the balls to even approach a woman, let alone a beautiful woman. So that's really, like, guys listening, I'm dead ass. Be confident and just walk up there like your shit don't stink and you're the greatest thing she's ever fucking seen.
And
It might work
she's-
out for you.
Yeah.
It really might.
It might. It might.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I just personally feel like now it's just so different with all these.
Well, with
apps and how
online
easy
stuff
shit
and
is.
and the way people are easy to come out of their face and say some crazy outlandish shit, it's the same way with trying to pick up chicks now. Like now, because I'm behind the screen, I have the balls to say anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll sit there and be like, I'm gonna fucking break you
and
in
if
half.
they're
and
like, no,
da-da-da.
you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
Next name.
Yep.
Next, but
Swipe
at the
left.
bar, you would never. Most of those guys would never just walk up to a chick and be like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's your name?" Just that.
Yeah.
Because the embarrassment of not interested, that sucks. But that's life.
Yeah.
Like if you think you're only gonna get yeses, you're terrible at what
sadly
you do.
mistaken, of
Yeah.
course.
Like I've been turned down. It happens. Surprisingly, believe it or not. But even then, when I would do that, when it would happen, I'd be like, you're lost, Tuts. Later.
Oh
Like
my
that
God.
type of thing.
Thanks for playing.
Not like,
guys.
oh,
On to the
fuck,
next.
I'm crushed.
I
And,
don't know what I'm gonna do.
yeah, like, am I really not everything I
like me?
thought I am? And it's like, all right, whatever. You suck too. Then bye. Like that type of thing.
I guess so.
You're lucky that I gave you the time of day. That should be your mentality, not, I'm lucky to be in your presence. As the man, that's the way I think you
so
should
funny.
approach it.
I
And I'm not
look
saying
across and I go, "That's my husband."
no, but don't do it in a cocky, shitty fucking
Yeah.
way. But in your head, you're lucky that I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you should be approaching it. Not I'm lucky that she even looked at me. Fuck that. Like fuck that.
You know what? I have to be 100% with you. Like, everybody knows we know each other for a long time. We were mutuals, had mutuals. When we ran back into each other, when Rocky started to talk to me, he kind of talked to me like, I'm picking you up, and so when you're ready, I'll see you then. I'm like, fuck fuck you. Who are you, Rocky?
And then you
Who
were
are
ready.
And then he picked me up, and I did everything he wanted when he said to, and I was like, putty. He did. He walked in with such a confidence and such a, a quick funny story. We were dating for about 6 months, and after the 6 months, he was like, look, I need to focus. I'm going through a divorce. I got things to do, and I can't do this with you. And I was like, oh, yeah, fine, fuck you. I was going on dates, sending him pictures, trying to make him jealous. And after about a month of just stupid shit, I'm at the bar. I'm hanging out. I have somebody there. My brother's there. We're all hanging, and here comes Rocky. When he
She's on a date.
Well,
She's on a date, which she told me she was, but she was on a date with this guy.
He walks into my mother's bar, walks past me with his eyes locked, looking at me, walks past me, goes to the jukebox, and puts on now our wedding song. Puts on a song and goes like this.
No, I had a beer and just sat at the table and just.
And I literally was like, I gotta go. I grabbed my stuff and I walked out.
And I looked at the guy and was like, wait a.
I couldn't help it, but I loved him and I wanted to be with him, and he just knew what to do.
But
to get
also
me.
because she was used to guys being pussycats with her, being like, whatever you say, I'll do, whatever. And that's not the way you get a girl like Jessica. You have to be like, oh, yeah, you don't want to do that? Fine, neither do I. See you when I see you. And now she's going, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't want to be in my presence? Like, how dare you? Every other guy will kill to be in my presence. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm not every other guy. Go call him then. Do what you got to do. I'm not,
it was insane.
And it was a back and forth of that, of where she would be like, well, I'm going out with this guy. And I'd be like, all right, cool.
Have a good
I'd
time.
be like, yeah.
And then he wouldn't answer me. I'm like, motherfucker! Like, why aren't you answering me? But, you go through that, and I always bring that up because I'm like, you really just walked in, and you had me at, you walked in.
You know what it is, too? Like, also, now that I'm thinking, a lot of guys think, like, they don't realize it's a chess game. And, like, me doing that and being like, all right, whatever, go do what you got to do. I'm not going to be around waiting for you. Like, fuck all that. A lot of guys.
A little bit, though, he lasted that way before he was like, I'm coming to your house.
But a lot of guys, though,
too fresh.
wouldn't do that because they go, if I do that, I'll never see her again. And it's like, maybe, but most likely you will. Because girls want to be loved, too. And when girls don't have a guy fawning at them when they're used to that, that really fucks with them.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, wait, am I losing a step? Like, what the fuck?
What's wrong with me?
Yeah. And girls are more insecure than anybody. And as long as you know that as a guy, I'm not saying take advantage of it, but you can't be this fucking pushover where
No.
everything they say, okay. You every now and then just be like, whatever, do you. I'm going to go do me. And let them think, what the fuck is he doing?
It is a lot of back and forth, but I think, you come to a point and a decision of, all right, I'm not going to do this, you're not going to do that, and we're going to be straight. And that's where we went. But it was really crazy how, I'm not kidding, I don't even know what the fuck. I was just standing there, he walked in, and I was like, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
But there's also the matter of, like, you guys were right for each other.
Yes.
That's not going to work in every scenario.
No, absolutely
It really
not.
depends.
Well, that's because
on
nobody
the
actually
people.
gives in. Nobody actually, bends. Nobody really compromises.
There's too much pride in people.
themselves.
Yeah.
The pride is really too thick. We just kind of went, I don't want to have that pride. I want this.
Well, there's no need for it.
Yeah.
And the thing was, like, we both knew the very first night we hung out, oh, there's something here.
Yeah.
Like, immediately we were like, oh, there's something here.
Right.
Like,
5 times there was something there.
yeah. But, like, we both felt it, we both knew it, and we were both like, oh. And then it was the game of,
Who's gonna like who more?
Yeah.
because we both were like, I'm not letting you be the alpha in this position. You know what I mean? And finally, we both were like, fuck it. Neither one of us will be it.
Right.
Compromise from here on out, and that's that. And that's the way it's been.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what
Crazy.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what works.
yeah.
Sometimes. Well, sometimes, the jukebox doesn't work.
Mm.
But no. I know we have like 10 minutes left and stuff. We've been talking about a lot of things, but I don't really have anything else. Do you have anything else?
I actually thought of this today because I was stuck behind a fucking bus.
Bastards. Stupid kids.
You get arrested for a DWI. What do they put in your car?
A breathalyzer.
Why doesn't every bus have that in there before they
Ooh.
start the fucking bus? I don't fuck giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Because they're assuming that you're,
Nope, fuck
as an
that.
employee, not going to come to work
Too
drunk.
bad.
A lot
You're
of
driving
problems, though,
children.
with bus
You're
drivers
driving
and shit.
kids.
Yeah.
People come in hungover. I'm not saying they're drinking on the job. You come in hungover.
Yeah.
You were drinking the night before.
Yeah.
You only slept 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Now you're up, still a little fucked up. If you blow a breathalyzer, you might blow over. There should be a breathalyzer on every single school bus before they start that
You're
ignition.
responsible for a lot of children.
Yeah.
So
A lot of
then
people.
the reality of it, it's the cost. They don't want the cost.
Yeah, but
of
once
putting
you
it
get
in.
it and put it in, you don't have to keep paying for it.
But it's there's actually more to the
Do you think
breathalyzers
people
And
would
th-
than
protest
just
that
a
they're
one-time
And
initial
but think
cost.
about one fuck up, the cost of that, as to paying for these on your 100 buses and not ever having that fuck up.
because the fuck ups are so few and far between when
But-
there's alcohol involved that it doesn't financially make sense to them.
Okay, but here where it does. The one time something happens,
Yeah.
30 kids on that bus get injured.
Yeah.
Now you have 30 different lawsuits on your hands.
But
Yeah.
they're banking on that not
I
being
know,
alcohol
I know, but-
related, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's kind of that thing of should have done that in hindsight, because if it does happen to your company, you're fucked.
yeah.
You are fucked.
But the reality
So
is,
in hindsight, wouldn't it be better just to have it there as a precaution anyway? You know what I mean?
yeah, but the almighty dollar is always gonna, at the end of the day, what wins, which is why they don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that breathalyzer, too, is no joke. You got to blow and wait. You blow. A friend of mine had it in her car.
Yeah.
And she'd blow, and then she'd look at me, and I'm like, breathe
Mm-hmm.
in. And she'd blow again until it would go, and then her car would start. And
Now
it would
they-
just not let you start
Now
the
they
car.
also install cameras in the cars so they know you're the one doing it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, people would just go, "Hey, you're sober. Get over
Blow
here.
it, yeah.
Blow my thing."
That's like 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have any drinks tonight?
Yeah.
And then blow in here. Okay.
Yes.
Exactly. But I'm sitting behind the bus and I'm like, for all we know, that guy could be fucking wasted.
There are a lot of bus drivers that drive my daughter when she was in high school. I remember one time the bus took off, and Anna was like, "Ma, it was icy out. I felt uncomfortable." I'm like, "I'm coming to your fucking bus stop. You don't drive like that with kids in the car." At the same time, do I want to go to jail for killing a bus driver? No. But, you know, I guess I could see your point. The school districts just won't.
And
they
let's
can't
be
afford
honest,
it.
not to put bus drivers down, but I don't think that was like your life dream to be a bus driver. And,
Right.
you know, some people are like, fuck, this is my life. And they're depressed. And the night before, they drink and do shit. There should be some requirement.
But then
yeah.
throw a breathalyzer on every airplane. Throw a breathalyzer in
Absolutely,
every taxi
sure.
cab.
Anyone
Like,
who's driving people, yes.
Throw a breathalyzer in every
I
vehicle
agree.
on the planet.
I
If you're
think
willing
you
to
should.
be responsible for other people, you should be willing to give up that right.
Trust me, I went
Oh,
to
no,
taxis
100%,
and
yeah.
Ubers. I was like, all of these people should be doing that, to be honest with you, because, again,
How do we know? Yeah.
you're responsible for the people you're driving around, and you could be a fucking a wreck,
yeah.
Yeah.
and nobody knows, and now you killed me because you're a drunk idiot,
Yeah.
and
Now
you know
killed
it could,
me,
but
and
it,
I'm looking over you like you should have had a fucking
it
breathalyzer in
could
the
have been
car.
avoided though if they had the breathalyzers in the car.
I think it's two parts. It's the financial cost, and then it's also the company. Let's say the bus driver blows in it and they fail.
yeah,
So now,
Good.
but no, on the business end, they're going, well, now I either have to fire this guy, I have to call someone and get in someone in to replace him, and we don't have backups because we only have 30 guys on the roster, and
Right.
so-and-so's on vacation. Like, they don't want to
What do
deal
you
with
do
the
then?
but
inevitabilities
you know what?
of that.
What parent is going to be like, listen, your kids don't have a bus today. If they can get to school, great. If not, we won't count it as an absence. The bus
Yeah.
driver was caught drinking before his shift. The breathalyzer caught him. No parent's going to be like, what the fuck? They're going to be
But-
like, thank God.
But the reality
God.
is
That would start
no
protests?
no business is ever gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because they're putting themselves on the line, and now this is what happens. Oh, you have drunks driving your school buses, huh?
Yeah.
No,
What's
we
the
caught
matter
him.
with you?
No, we caught him.
But that's not how people these days,
Right.
especially, are gonna spin it.
Oh yeah, there'd be protests.
I don't know
would be a
though. Not
nightmare.
if everyone has it. Like, but a lot of people might also be like, "Wow, you just saved our children's lives. Thank God you had that breathalyzer in there."
I don't think that would be the majority, though.
I think it would be.
I think
Like
everybody
I
does
am.
that.
People love
I'm a
nitpicking
hate
on
of
the
an
things that
authoritative
don't
thing,
matter.
but in that situation, especially school buses,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't see why they're not mandatory in there. I really don't. Like
it's
it
financial.
should be.
It's 100%
We'll
financial.
throw that up to God's ears. You know what I mean? We want breathalyzers in the fucking buses.
I just think they should be. You know,
Listen, the
that's
kids
my
don't
own
even
thing.
wear their seatbelts. Okay, you think they're
Do
gonna
they
put a
have seatbelts
breathalyzer?
anymore on that
No,
fucking
now they
bus?
do. Now they're
All
mandatory
right.
to have them on
I remember
buses.
having them on the school bus when I was younger.
Not
When
in
you're
high
younger,
schools and
not for
shit.
us, they didn't. We
Really?
My-
They had the lap
I started
ones.
seeing them like
I mean,
towards
people
the
were
end of
cutting
my
them out
run,
in the back of the bus.
but I also wasn't taking buses.
No, in high
after
school,
10th
I
grade.
rarely ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 10th grade, there was no bus in my life. But I remember every now and then you'd get on that bus and like seatbelts and you'd stuff them in the seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you
Wear
did.
a seatbelt.
This is
Yeah.
uncomfortable on my ass
Like,
now.
what am I, a fucking Mary? I'm not wearing this thing. Like,
Sorry to all the people named Mary. You
yeah.
didn't mean it.
When this bus stops, I'm hopping out the back door
You gotta
just to
be
piss
careful
this
these
fucking
days.
bus
You
driver
never
off.
know.
You ever do that?
What?
Jump out the back of the bus?
Obviously,
You set the alarm off and the fucking
No,
just
why would I
jet.
do that?
Oh, the
Come
bus
on,
driver
just
would
for
be so
funsies.
pissed.
Why
yeah.
not?
We did
And
it
then
a
run
few
around and
times.
come in the front.
Yeah, they
No.
got so mad.
Or
at
just
that.
don't come back. Either way.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
fine.
didn't do that. No, I had a different kind of dad, bro. I'm not trying to be crazy. I'm starting to get congested, so I'm like, I'm ready
Wrapping
to go.
it up. We'll wrap it
Yeah.
up, B.
I had a lot of fun. We are going to be here next week. I am going to be healthy. Everything is great. I'm glad everybody who joined us, of course. I love Katie and Rocky.
Thank you.
Favorite. Do you have anything you want to throw out there?
No, that's
No,
it.
that's it?
You
You
want me
good?
to do
Everything
the
else?
whole thing you do?
Getting ready? We're getting ready for
All
Thanksgiving.
right, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
all
we're
the
wrapping it up.
things.
Go to russosbrand.com right now and subscribe. It's only $3.95 a month. You get a ton of new shows every single week. So go there. Every day you get new content. So go to russosbrand.com and subscribe. And, do that. opiradio.com. Wherever you get your podcasts, search out Opie Radio and subscribe to his podcast. If there's comments, leave it and say Super Ugly sent you. StatementGames.com. Head over there and place some bets. It's free. You can pay if you want. You got a better chance of winning if you pay, but you don't need to pay to win. It's free. Josh won. He didn't pay. You get cash gift cards and memorabilia, all sorts of cool shit. So go to StatementGames.com. And that's it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next Tuesday. Bye.